Whatever you do, don't spend the $100 bills that you see in this video because they all sold for a ton of money, much higher than their face value of $100. Now, don't get me wrong, $100 is a lot of money, but imagine being able to turn $100 into thousands just like in this video. Take this $100 bill, for example, that sold for $2,000. This is a 1996 $100 bill, and a very important fact to know about this bill is that when they are producing paper money in the United States, the back of the bill is printed first, then the front of the bill is printed second, and the third and final print is the overprints that you see here in green. The reason why this one sold for $2,000 is one, because it's a high grade, that means there's no folds in the bill, and two, the first print or the back of the bill is completely missing. You have to be very careful because there are people out there that will see a video like mine and try to replicate this error and sell it for thousands of dollars online. That's why getting your bill graded by a company like PMG or PCGS is super important when it comes to the value of your paper money. If you have a bill like this, great job, because this one sold for $2,000. Here's a listing online eBay right now of someone selling these brand new $100 bills for $125 on eBay, and they've sold 3 of them already. That's pretty much free money after considering the price for shipping and the eBay fees. This is a pretty cool one. So this sold in an eBay auction. I think they could have got more money if they did a buy it now listing versus an auction, but this $100 bill from 1934 is a star note. You can see that by the end of the serial number. The condition is very poor, but it sold for $163. This bill was graded by PMG at a 58. That means there is a fold somewhere on the bill. Now you can have a large fold right down the center or a corner fold that will still decrease the value, so do not fold your bill. You're literally decreasing the value if you do that, but this bill right here has a star at the end of the serial number. That means it's a replacement note. Essentially, during the printing process, if a sheet of bills has an error on it, a quality control manager will destroy that sheet and produce a new sheet of bills with a star at the end of the serial number. This is for bookkeeping purposes and to make sure there's no bad things happening inside of the BEP. This 1950 $100 bill sold for $400, so if you have one in it and it's in good condition, it's probably worth getting graded. This bill sold for $4,320 on Heritage Auctions, and it's mainly because this is a binary radar rotator serial number. I don't want to go into too many details about it outside of the fact that binary means ones and zeros. Radar rotator just means the orientation of how the numbers are placed. Pretty much it looks like a mirror if you draw a line down the center of the serial number, and you can also rotate it and flip it around because of the ones and zeros. Long story short, if you have a bill like this and it's in good condition with no folds, this person, whoever found this, sold it for $4,320. $4,800. You're seeing a recurring theme here with the fact that this is a solid number 1 serial number. When it comes to fancy serial numbers, it's really going to increase the value, but let's look at the back of the bill. So in the back bottom right corner, you're going to see a back plate number. Now on older bills, not necessarily these newer blue $100 bills, but on older bills, you're going to see the back plate number size. Now if the size of the back plate number and the front plate number are different, that means you have a mule note. Now again, because the quality control on these newer bills is much better than the older ones, we don't really see mule notes as much today. But I will say this, don't spend your time looking for mule notes on brand new bills, spend it on older bills. If you look at the size of the back plate number and the front plate number, on newer bills they're always going to be the same, but every now and then on an old bill they will be different sizes, which means it is a mule note. Now this bill graded at the very fine 35 EPQ grade. That means this note was in circulation for a very long time. This is hope, knowing that there are bills out there in circulation that people don't even pay attention to. So if you have a friend or a family member or a loved one that you think would benefit from this video, share it with them, and let's hop into the next bill. This is a super cool one that could go under the radar. It sold for $4,817.50. To keep a very long story short, this is a specimen specimen note. Now there's a few ways to tell if you have one of these. The first one is going to be the word specimen on the bill. In combination with the serial number, it's going to be a fancy serial number. You can see this one has an ascending ladder serial number, meaning it goes from 2 all the way to 9. There's also a specimen number in the back bottom right corner of the bill. You have to be very careful because there are people out there that will see my video and they will try to replicate this. This is not financial advice or any sort of legal advice, but we do recommend against doing that because you do not want to be defacing US federal currency because it is against the law. Don't do anything like that. You don't want to scam and fraud people. It's just a bad story. But this is a genuine bill graded by PMG. It was authenticated. This person was able to sell it for $4,817. I'll spend less than a minute on this one. This is a genuine 100% real $100 bill from 1878. This is a large size bill. It sold for $540,000. Now if you come across a bill like this, chances are you have a counterfeit bill. But in the rare chance that you're at a garage sale or you're going through an old collection and you find this bill, this is life-changing money. $540,000 for this silver certificate $100 bill from 1878. $12,650 for this genuine gold seal $100 bill from 1928. Now, back in the day, you could bring this $100 bill to your local bank and get $100 back worth of value of pure gold. How cool is that? Unfortunately, they do not do that today, but there's a lot of collector value in these gold certificates. Again, $12,650. 1928 was the first year they started producing these small size US Federal Reserve notes. Before that, they were large size. I'll show you a quick differentiator here of a diagram, but this one's called a numeral type. Now, typically these older bills will have a large letter in the district seal on the left, but this one has a number, which is why it's called a numeral type bill. If you have one and it's in good condition like this, you're in for a real treat, guys, because $4,993.75 for this $100 bill. If you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend or family member, and we'll see you in the next one.